Almost everyone using Claude Code is running it the slowest, most expensive way possible. One agent doing everything, one task at a time. And here's the thing, it works for a while, you give it a prompt, it does something useful, you're impressed. But the moment the job gets real, a whole project, a big piece of work with actual scope, it starts to fall apart. It gets slower, it gets dumber, it forgets what you told it 10 minutes ago. And your token bill quietly doubles. The people getting 10 times more out of this tool than you, they're not using a smarter prompt, they're not using some secret model, they're running a team of agents instead of one. So in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to build that. The mental model, the actual setup in your own project, the orchestration patterns, the good setups used, and the 4 mistakes that quietly wreck multi-agent systems so you can skip them completely. Let's get into it. I'm a software engineer. I've dug through how Claude Code actually coordinates agents, and by the end of this video, you'll understand 3 things: why a single agent quietly falls apart on real work, how agent teams are structurally different from the sub-agents you've already seen, and the exact orchestration patterns to wire them together so they're faster, cheaper, and more accurate. Let's get into it. Here's the roadmap. First, why does one agent hit a wall? One word: context. When you run a single agent, everything lives in one context window. The plan it made, everything it's read, every dead end it hit, all the source material, all of it stacked in one place. And every single turn, the model has to reread the entire pile to decide what to do next. There's 2 problems with that. The first is quality. The more you cram into that window, the worse the model performs. The actual instructions get buried under research dumps and half-finished drafts. People call it context rot, and you can feel it. The agent that was sharp at the start of the session is making careless mistakes by the end. That's not the model getting worse, that's the context getting crowded. The second problem is that it's serial. One agent does one thing at a time. It can't research while it writes. It can't work on the next piece while it's still polishing the first. It waits in a line doing everything itself. And on top of both of those, you're paying for it. Every turn rereads the whole fat context, big token cost every step. Now here's the actual mistake. When the output gets worse, almost everyone reaches for a better prompt. They tweak the wording, they add "please be thorough," and it barely helps because the problem was never the prompt. The problem is the brain trying to hold everything at once. The fix isn't a better prompt, it's division of labor. So how do the people doing this well structure it? That's sub-agents. Here's the whole idea, and it's simpler than it sounds. 4 things. 1, a sub-agent is a specialist with its own clean context. You give it a single job, it goes off and does that job in complete isolation, its own fresh window, and it hands back just the result. All the mess it made getting there stays in its window. It never touches your main thread. 2, your main Claude Code session becomes the orchestrator. And I want to be precise here because this trips people up. The orchestrator isn't a separate thing you build, it's just your main session. The moment you add sub-agents, it starts handing work out to them and assembling what comes back. Its job stops being do the work and becomes break the work down and delegate. Think manager, not laborer. 3, and this is the part that makes it click, context isolation is the entire point. Say you need to understand what's working in your market. A research sub-agent can go read 40 articles, dig through 50 comments, and hand back one clean paragraph. Here's the angle and here's what's resonating. Your main session never sees those 40 articles. It just gets the answer. Your context stays clean, so your orchestrator stays sharp. 4, because these are separate, independent jobs can run in parallel. Instead of doing 5 things one after another, you spin up 5 specialists at once and they report back. Simplest way to picture it, it's running a small team. You don't sit there doing the research, the writing, the editing, and the formatting all yourself in one notebook. You hand each piece to someone who's good at it, and all you need back is their answer. That's the model. Now let me show you how to actually do this. Okay, so how do you actually set this up? I'm going to give you the 3 steps clearly so you can do it in your own project. One command that takes a single idea and turns it into a week of content. There's 3 steps. Step 1, turn on agent teams. This is a setting you enable in Claude Code, and a lot of people don't even realize it's there. Once it's on, your main session is allowed to spin up multiple agents and run them as a team instead of grinding through everything itself in one thread. That's the switch that takes you from one agent to a crew. Flip it on first, nothing else works until you do. Step 2 is build your agents folder. So in your .claude folder, you can create an agents folder, and this is where your specialist will live. And each one is just a single markdown file. For a content engine, you build 4 roles: a researcher, read only, no editing. Its job is to find what's actually working right now in your niche, trending angles, the questions people keep asking, hooks that are landing. It hands back a short brief, not a pile of raw pages. The second agent is a writer. It takes that brief and drafts the core piece, the long form post, the main idea fully written. Then you have an editor. Its only job is to make the draft better, tighten the hook, cut the fluff, sharpen the angle, a second set of eyes that never gets tired, and a repurposer adapts the finished piece for each platform. A LinkedIn post, an X thread, a short form script, different format, same core idea. And remember the rule from earlier. For every one of these, the description field is what tells the system when to use it, so write it like a trigger and give each agent only the tools it needs. The researcher can search the web, the writer and editor just work with text. Step 3, create a command that runs the whole workflow. This is the piece that ties it together, and it's the part that most people skip. You don't want to re-explain the whole chain every single time, so turn it into a command. There's another folder that you can create, .claude/commands. Every markdown file you drop in there becomes a slash command. You can run by name. So you can create one file, call it /content engine, and inside it you write the workflow. Send the researcher to find the angle, hand that to the writer to draft, pass the draft to the editor to sharpen, then fan it out to the repurposer to spin up every platform version. That command file is your orchestration. It's the recipe your main session runs. And here's the payoff of doing it this way. Look at the shape of it. The first 3 steps happen in order, a pipeline, because each one needs the last. But the final repurposing step, those can all happen at the same time in parallel. The LinkedIn version, the X thread, the short script, all that at once. One command, both patterns working together. So that's the build. Enable agent teams, drop your specialists in the agents folder, and wrap the whole thing in a command. Now turning one idea into a full week of content is a single command, /content engine. Give it your topic and the whole team goes to work. You just saw 2 patterns working together in that content engine. Let me pull them apart, because once you can name them, you can build any workflow. There are 3 and you pick based on the job. Pattern 1, parallel fan out. Many independent jobs at the same time, research 4 competitors at once, repurpose one piece into 5 formats at once. Nothing depends on anything else, so you run them all together and collect the results. This is the one that feels like magic the first time, because work that took an hour sequentially finishes in minutes. Pattern 2, the pipeline or handoff, one thing moving through stages, researcher to writer to editor. Each stage feeds the next. You use this when the steps genuinely depend on each other. You can't edit something that isn't written yet. Pattern 3, orchestrator with verification. One agent does the work and then a separate agent checks it. A reviewer whose only job is to catch what's wrong. You use this when being right matters more than being fast, and honestly, for anything that goes out with your name on it, it should be your default. One quick thing, because it's the natural next step. Your agents are only as useful as the tools they can reach. Right now, they can research and write, but with MCP, Model Context Protocol, you can plug them into real systems, your CRM, your ERP, your email address, the actual platforms you publish to. That's when this stops being a writing trick and becomes real automation. Your repurposer doesn't just draft the LinkedIn post, it posts it. I can do a full video on MCP, so let me know in the comments if you want to see that. And if you're already wondering, can I make this run on a schedule on its own? Yes, you can set up the scheduler and you can use the dynamic workflows layer, and that's a whole video too. So let me know which one you want to see. Okay, so the 4 mistakes that break multi-agent setups. If you only remember one section, make it this one, because every one of these is something I see constantly. Mistake 1, vague agent descriptions. The orchestrator routes work based on the description field. If your descriptions are mushy, the wrong agent will fire or none of them will. Write every description as an explicit trigger. When exactly should this agent be used? This one fix solves most of the problems when it comes to why isn't it using the correct agent. Mistake 2, giving every agent every tool. It's tempting to just hand all of them full access so you don't have to think about it, but over-tooled agents wander. They do things you didn't ask for because they can. Give each agent the minimum it needs. Creating focused agents means far fewer surprises. Mistake 3, oversplitting, the opposite failure. Once people learn this, they try to make a team for everything, but not every job needs one. If a task is small and the steps have to happen in order anyway, one agent is probably going to be faster. The overhead of coordinating a team might not be worth it. Use a team when the work is big or genuinely parallel, not by default. Mistake 4, the expensive one, no verification step. Agents are confident even when they're completely wrong. They'll tell you it's done and perfect when it isn't. A cheap reviewer agent that double checks the output catches the stuff that would otherwise go out the door with a mistake in it. Skipping it is how people end up not trusting any of this. Don't skip it. And here's the part I want you to walk away with. Multi-agents isn't about more agents. It's about the right division of labor. More agents badly organized is worse than one. So that's how you actually run a team of agents in Claude Code. Turn on agent teams, build your specialist in the agents folder, wrap the workflow in a command, pick the right pattern for the job, and don't skip verification. If you want the full companion PDF guide on creating agent teams in Claude Code, make sure to join our school community. The link is in the description. Inside, we go deep on multi-agent systems, so make sure to join if that's what you want to learn. And if you found this helpful, make sure to like and subscribe, because I'm going deep on multi-agent systems every single week. Let me know in the comments what you want to see in the next video. I'll see you there.